Am I the asshole for getting pissed at my mill for allowing my SIL plus baby to move into our room? 3 days ago, I, 19F, found out that my boyfriend's 24M brother's 29M BM 29F is moving into the house that I, my boyfriend, and his brother live in. With the newborn baby. Background. This house belongs to my mill. She has seasonal renters and so she has graciously let us stay there during off-season for a discounted monthly rate. Originally, it was supposed to just be me and my boyfriend. But last minute, she allowed her son to stay in the other room, because his BM left him and moved out of state, and he could no longer afford his apartment. My boyfriend and I were not a fan of this, however we let it go, because a, it wasn't our place, and b, it is his brother, he mostly kept to himself, etc. Back to present day. My boyfriend and I are about to move into our new apartment in a month or so, and my mill drops this bomb that BM plus newborn baby are going to now be living in our house, and not only that, but in the room that we are currently in. My boyfriend and I both work salaried jobs, so he is gone all day at work, and I work from home. This brings up 2 problems. 1. How are we going to have the time to move all of our stuff, pack it up, etc. on such short notice, and 2. How am I going to work from home, attend daily Zoom meetings, etc., with a newborn baby in the house the entire day? It is not a big house, and the walls are thin. Mill doesn't seem to care, and says this will be good for the family. Today, Mill comes to clean the house and get everything ready for Princess BM. I totally wouldn't mind BM moving into my boyfriend's brother's room, because we are only going to be there for another month, but kicking us out of our room, closet, bathroom, and my workspace, desk plus computer is in bedroom, to accommodate for BM, who will obviously not pay any rent, and is most likely going to be supported by Mill since boyfriend's brother does not make a lot of money at all, just seems so ridiculous. I understand that it is not our house, however we do pay rent to live here. BM and boyfriend's brother will have to move out very soon as well, because seasonal renters are coming back. If we had known this in advance, we would have just found an apartment earlier, but unfortunately, it is too late. Now Mill is having an attitude with boyfriend because he is upset and not helping her move stuff. I just can't seem to think of one good reason why BM can't stay in the room that my boyfriend's brother has been staying in other than just entitlement. Yesterday we received 2 big deliveries for a king-size mattress and baby stuff, addressed to BM. How tone-deaf is that? Yes, I know I sound jaded, and I am truly grateful that we have been able to stay at Mill House, and I don't want to compare myself to BM, but it hurts my feelings. Please just let me know if I am being a spoiled brat or this is as ridiculous as I think it is. Edit. Mill is not charging us rent for the last month. A nice gesture. I am happy that boyfriend's brother's family is being reunited. I just think the manner in which things happened is wrong and hurtful to my boyfriend and I. This post was a vent, and I haven't complained to Mill at all, but the stress of this situation is getting to me. Thank you to all who replied. Not the asshole, and I would not be paying the last month's rent. I was going to say you're the asshole until I got to the point that she's kicking you out of the room you are paying for. Not the asshole for being upset over that since you are paying for the room, but the rest you have no say over since it's her house. Not the asshole, it's a sucky situation. You already have plans to move out in a month. So you are already on the right path. Not the asshole, I don't get why they're making you switch rooms either. That being said, don't pay the last month's rent lol. Don't care if I'm petty. You're being moved out of a room you pay rent on? Where do they expect you to sleep for the month you've probably already paid rent on? Not the asshole. NTA. You literally just have 1 month before you're moving and she couldn't honor that. It sucks. Not the asshole. This is the kind of thing that sets off bad relationships, and then your Mill will be asking, I don't know why Op doesn't like me, as if it's some great mystery. You are not being a spoiled brat, and you should absolutely reduce the amount of rent you pay for the last month, but your boyfriend needs to be the one who tells his mother that. Not the asshole. As a tenant in the building you had the right to a 30-day notice, which wasn't supplied. I see in other comments that you are already aware of this, but are mostly just using this as a place to vent to keep the peace with family. I would be the same way in this situation, so I feel for you. I'm sorry you are dealing with this. Am I the asshole for picking my friend over my GF? About a year ago I moved across the country for a job. I bought a house a couple of months later and started settling in. I met an amazing girl soon after and life could not be any better. I asked her to move in after about 2 months. I know this a big deal to most people, but I personally don't see the point in dating for years before making that decisions. I feel like if you know, you know. She said yes, we've been living together ever since, haven't regretted it at all. Couple of weeks ago, my friend from New York, where I'm from, called me. He broke up with his fiancée and wanted to relocate. He asked if he could come stay with me. I said yes, of course. I talked to my girl about it, she seemed cool with it. She was excited to meet my friend. Last week, he flew in, has been staying with us. I live in the Redneck Riviera, literally a 5-minute walk away from the beach. We've been spending a lot of time outside, just talking. On Thursday, he announces that he had an epiphany. He WFH and sees no reason why he should stay in NY. He wants to move down here and stay with me. Now my girlfriend was already unhappy that I've been spending so much time with my friends, announces she doesn't want him here. I try and talk to her, like hey, he doesn't have to stay here permanently. Let him crash here until he finds a place. She won't go for it. Later that evening, she goes further. Either me or him. So as I sit here typing, this isn't a discussion. I'm picking my friend every time. But that means she's going to move out. Her lease on the apartment she had expired a few months ago. She moved in with me and now she'll have to go. Am I the asshole? Edit. I guess I should have mentioned that I pay the mortgage and most of the bills. She contributes to some bills, does most of the grocery shopping. I don't think that matters, and I asked her opinion in both cases. She said yes, when it was temporary, and gave me an ultimatum when it was more permanent. Edit 2. I don't think her moving in with me after 2 months has anything to do with this. We have been living together for 9 months and it's been great. Nothing negative stemmed from it. No issues suddenly arose that could have been foreseen if we dated longer. This happened because one of my oldest friends decided he wanted to live in the same place as me again. I would have tried almost anything to keep them both happy. But she's the one that gave me the ultimatum the same day that he announced he's moving down here. Final edit. I knew this post was going to be flooded with "you are the asshole," and I accept it. I posted in hopes of getting a different perspective or in hopes that someone would raise a point I didn't think of. There were 1 or 2 posts like that, but most are "you are the asshole because you picked your friend over her." Yes. I picked my friend I've known for 2 decades and whose fiancé just broke off their engagement. I don't know how many true friends the angsty teenagers have on here, but I'd trust that dude with my life. With my banking information. I was always going to pick him. I don't want her to go. I don't want her to move out. She made that choice. Thanks for everyone's input anyway. It sounds like your version of discussing things that affect both of you involves you telling her how things are going be and not actually taking her feelings into account. That's not how it's supposed to work in a relationship. You are the asshole. You are the asshole. Not because you wanted your friend to move in, necessarily, but because you basically just told your girlfriend, "This is it, he's moving in with me permanently," and you have no say. You're saying she gave you an ultimatum, but didn't you give her one first? Also, if you weren't serious about her, you shouldn't have asked her to move in with you. Most people take that as a sign of a significant commitment. You are the asshole and clearly full of if you say she's an amazing girl. Life could not be better, but still pick your friend over her. Your girlfriend may be angry because she wasn't consulted, at least it sounds like she wasn't consulted, before you told your friend he could stay with you indefinitely until he finds a place. When you asked her to live with you, you presumably were asking her to share your life with you. Now, you have unilaterally decided to let your friend stay. She probably feels powerless and inconsequential to you. It seems your only goal is to have her accept your choice. If you are picking your friend every time, and her feelings don't matter to her, maybe you should let her move out and find someone who does care about her feelings. You are the asshole. You clearly didn't know, then. I feel like you want to have it both ways. You want the commitment of a girlfriend, but then you also want your longtime friendships to take precedence. I know this is a big deal to most people, but I personally don't see the point in dating for years before making that decisions. I feel like if you know, you know. You are the asshole. You should not have asked her to move in if you didn't want her to think of it as her home and to view herself as your partner. You gave her no choice as to who she had as a guest in her, and your joint home. Because you don't view it as her home. You view it as your home and you view her as what? A guest? A convenient sex buddy who helps with the chores. You said, if you know you know, but the first time she wants to have as much say in the home as a real partner would, you kick her out. I asked her to move in after about 2 months. I know this is a big deal to most people, but I personally don't see the point in dating for years before making that decisions. Maybe now you do. You are the asshole. You are the asshole. I can't even follow your logic here. Am I the asshole for telling my dad to shut up? I know from the title I sound horrible, but hear me out. I'm 17F and have extremely bad body dysphoria. I've been ranting to my boyfriend, 17, about it, and he told me I should start going to the gym again or be active again. I used to be a soccer goalie before I graduated from HS. I was pretty fit before I stopped. I am 5 feet 6 and 130 pounds. I am skinny, but I am built like a cereal box. So I took his advice, I got a gym membership and I've been going there for a few weeks. I actually really like it so far. My mom has been praising me for working on self-love and trying to improve myself. She's extra proud of me since she used to be a bodybuilder, so I like sharing my accomplishments with her. My dad has been doing the opposite. He keeps making fun of me. Here are some of the things he does. I was telling my mom how I can squat 110 pounds, which is only 20 lbs less than my body weight. I was proud of myself. And my dad said, "That's it?" I was telling my mom how I was really sore from lifting and I was asking her how I can fix it. She's a doctor, so she knows about muscles and all that stuff. My dad said, "You're sore from doing nothing at the gym?" When I say anything about going to the gym, he just says, "You're not doing anything, you're just hanging out with friends." I go to the gym with my friend and he's been showing me how to use the equipment, but we do our own thing. When I need help I get him to help me. Also, my friend is 18 and I can't go to the gym unless I'm with someone 18 or older. This is really pissing me off and today really pushed me to the edge. I was watching my sister for about 3 hours since he went out to get stuff with my grandmother. When he came back I said, "I am going to the gym since you're back now." He said, "Okay, but don't stay for as long as you did last time." I asked what he meant and he said, "You can't be at the gym working out for 2 hours, nobody does that. You can't work out for 2 hours without fainting, you don't even do anything there." This pissed me off so much and I yelled at him. He doesn't go to the gym, he doesn't work out. He has done yard work for more than 2 hours and he's acting like I can't do something similar. I said, "You don't do anything, you don't even go to the gym, so stop acting like you know everything. It's really annoying and you need to shut the hell up with all the stuff you've been saying to me. I'm trying to improve myself and be happy with how I look and you're really fucking it up." He yelled back at me, but I walked away because I didn't want to hear it. This just happened about 20 minutes ago and I'm about to get in the car and go to the gym. So I just want to know, am I the asshole for losing my temper with him? Edit. I should have added how my mom acts when he does these things, so here is a copy and paste of a comment I made. I should have added this, but my mom doesn't just ignore it and stay silent. She's told him to stop and to shut up as well, but he laughs it off. I need to talk to my mom about it so she can see how it's bothering me a lot and tell him. Not the asshole. But I would tell your mom that what your dad is telling you is hurting you mentally. If she's a good parent, she will make sure he has like 5 extra holes to poop out of. Not the asshole, but do better and try to ignore the snide comments. People will project their own shortcomings on another person when they see them bettering themselves. Jealousy is tearing its ugly head. Keep up the good work. Not the asshole at all. Your dad seems like a dickwad who wants to discourage you from going to the gym because of frick knows what. Your reaction wasn't calm and composed, but you cannot keep poking someone and not expecting a response, and considering the situation, yours seems fair. Where does your mother stand on this? Does she stay silent, take your side, take your dad's side? How she acts might offer a clue as to what is going on. I don't know why, but the idea just occurred to me that you could get an air horn and blast it every time he mouths off at you. It would be so satisfying. Not the asshole. Your dad is certainly an asshole though. Not the asshole. Your dad sounds like a misogynist. Tell him straight out next time that he can shut up now or shut up for life when you cut him out of it. Not the asshole. Talk to your mom. Tell her how this makes you feel and both of you can have a serious heart-to-heart talk with your dad. Hope everything is gonna change for the better. Great Joe taking care of yourself. Keep doing it. Not the asshole. Your father is being an aw. Rules still apply to adults. 1. It's not a joke unless everyone is laughing too. If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. 3. If you unintentionally say or do something unkind once, that is rude. If you intentionally say or do something unkind once, that is mean. Point 1. If you intentionally say or do something unkind and you keep doing it even though you know it upsets someone or they have told you they don't like it, that is bullying. Small children understand these points. But please don't drive upset. It reduces your concentration and you could have an accident. Am I the asshole for reading my son's texts without his consent and punishing him severely for what I found? Father of 4 here. I have 3 sons, 12, 14, 18, and 1 daughter in grade school. My wife died 10 years ago, so I have raised them all on my own, and I have done my best at raising these kids to be good people, but as all parents know, there is only so much you can do. All of our child have phones. Minus daughter. Because they all take the bus to school and participate in several after-schools activities, so even for our 12-year-old, it seems appropriate to have a phone. We also give our children plenty of privacy on their phones and don't snoop around any of their personal spaces. A few weeks ago, a parent in our school contacted me on Facebook saying that my eldest son had been sending their daughter inappropriate texts and had been making their daughter uncomfortable. I apologized to the parents and immediately confronted my son. He denied this and even showed me his texts, and all he really said was he liked the girl's outfit, so my thought was that this parent and daughter were just being dramatic. I told him what he did wasn't necessarily bad, but sometimes it's best to keep comments, even compliments, to ourselves depending on the person or your relationship with them, to ourselves. I thought that this was over, but a few days later, as I was dropping off our second oldest son at a football game, a group of 4 couples approached me with further complaints about my son's behavior. Now I was really suspicious and knew there was something seeking going on here. I went home, and though I hate to admit it, I looked on my son's phone and found dozens of messages to girls in his class asking for nude photos, asking for sexual favors and other things of that nature. I was furious. I confronted him about it again, this time with proof, and all he did was complain and complain about how I violated his privacy. In a way he is right. I did, but I believe that since this was a situation where I knew he was lying to me and about something that I beloved could be harmful to others, I thought I made the right move as a parent here. I have taken away his smartphone and replaced it with a phone that can only contact me and his 2 best friends, both male. I have also put other social restrictions on him. An example is I banned him from going to any school dances. And at football games, which I also attend, he must stay in the stands and we leave the second the buzzer sounds. No mingling after at night. Straight home we go. I don't know if this is too severe, and my son is constantly telling me how I am ruining his senior year. He has honestly grown to really hate me, and I am really worried about what this will do to our relationship in this pivotal point in his life. I don't want him to go off to college in a year and just run away because he hates me. However, harassment of females will not be tolerated in this household. My children have been taught that, and there is no wiggle room there. Edit. I want to clarify that all the girls he contacted were 18 plus. Not that that makes it okay at all, but at least they aren't underage. Also, if anyone has any advice for a single parent as how to make sure this behavior doesn't continue. Also, how can I still maintain a relationship with this kid? I love my kids more than anything. Really struggling here. Not the asshole, you've done the right thing and hopefully your son will learn from it. He's lucky he wasn't kicked out of school, and he's lucky the parents didn't go to the police too. Not the asshole. Honestly, parents can only do the best they can in the situation. You usually respect privacy, you even gave your son the benefit of the doubt. He's the one that lied, proving he knew he was wrong, and now he's proven he can't be trusted. And his reactions to you trying to teach him, proves he's learned nothing. However, he seems to not care. He's making others uncomfortable, and doing all this won't change that. He needs more, different than punishment, he needs a realization of what he did. What that should be, I couldn't tell you. Sometimes you have to be creative to make them see, feel what they did. So, while I feel you're doing the right thing to start, I think that's only a temporary fix. I hope it's not though. You seem to be trying your best. Not the asshole. He's creepy, bordering on dangerous. Professional counseling or therapy is in order if you can arrange it. Not the asshole if he thinks that not being allowed to go to a school dance constitutes ruining his senior year. Then what does he think he did to the senior year of the girls he's been harassing? Not the asshole. You did the right thing. Your son violated your trust, and that is the only reason you looked at his phone. Don't let him pivot that on you. If he hadn't been behaving horribly, his privacy would never have been violated. The restrictions that you have imposed are reasonable. He is in a phase where he is angry and trying to justify his behavior and turn everything around onto you. He needs to graduate to the phase where he accepts responsibility for his poor decisions and promises to do better. Stick to your guns, but explain to him what he needs to do in order to restore your trust in him and regain his privileges. Not the asshole. He sexually harassed several women, he deserved to be punished in the ways you chose. If he did this to anyone under 18, he could also be facing more serious legal problems. Ask him next time he complains if he would rather be arrested, because that's what that type of behavior will get you. Side note. If he sent any pics, then he's also a flasher. Get him therapy ASAP. Not the asshole. Call the school counselor or school nurse and ask if they can give you a referral to a counselor. This could be jerky teen behavior, or it could be an impulse control issue or something else, but I'd take the full story to a counselor and get him in treatment. Not the asshole. Your violation of his privacy was totally valid because of his actions. You're being a responsible parent and protecting others from your son's actions. Your son ruined his own senior year, not you. He is being held accountable for his actions, his lies, and his manipulations. Imagine if you didn't nothing, knowing all of this, and then your son goes to college and sexually assaults someone. You did the right thing and you were not harsh.